What's going on, housemates? Marcelo here, the founder of Wenger's House, and I am coming to you only minutes after Arsenal won 3-0 against Preston North End in the Carabao Cup in what was a very straightforward, easy breezy result in the end. It's been a while, it feels like, since we watched an Arsenal game that was relatively stress-free, completely stress-free, really. I mean, Preston didn't really threaten us at any point. And so it's a good win for us. It's great to just keep confidence building, keep the momentum building. Starting with the starting 11, it was nice to see Tommy Setford getting his professional debut, still only 18 years old. We signed him from the Ajax Academy this summer. Didn't have to do anything really for the majority of the game. There were a couple of moments where he looked a little bit timid in coming off his line. But that's sort of expected from an 18-year-old making his professional debut, of course. He did have one save, didn't get the strongest of hands on it, but he did make a save and looked secure when he had to, collect the ball on the ground a few times. Not much to write home about from there. Zinchenko as well made his first start since August. It had been quite a while since we've seen him play, really. And, a pretty straightforward night for him as well. Didn't do anything too special. But the big one, of course, was the one and only. It's a little bit small from here, but I had to get the Ethan Nwaneri shirt for this season. His second start for the club, his second start of his professional career. And we'll get to what he did shortly, of course. But just getting straight into the goals. Gabriel Jesus opened the scoring for us. It was what looked like a bit of a wayward cross from Gabriel Martinelli, but Jakub Kivior did really well to keep it alive. And Gabriel Jesus applied a really nice finish, actually. It was at a bit of an awkward height, and so it's not easy, that type of technique, to get your body over the ball, and he smashed it home. Good goal, and it was his first goal since January, so you can't overstate how important that was for him, because that's a really long time to go without a goal, and he really needed that. So really nice for him to be the one to open the scoring. And then it was, of course, Ethan Nwaneri that scored the second goal. It was a perfect curled effort from the edge of the box. Top bins, just incredible technique for a 17-year-old. And throughout the match, he looked so sharp. He had a couple of passes across, a through ball in the first half. His first touch in general is just ridiculous. And in the second half as well, Jorginho played a pretty tough ball into him, but his first touch killed the weight of the ball immediately. And he had another effort, somewhat similar, although a bit closer to goal, as his goal in the first half, and he hit the crossbar. So he could have had 3 goals because, in the first half as well, he had an effort that was a bit tame. It wasn't the best pass from Marino. It sort of bobbled up a little bit, and so he couldn't hit it as cleanly. But Ethan Nwaneri is phenomenal, and I think it's time that he gets more serious minutes in the Premier League. With Martin Odegaard coming closer and closer to a return from injury, that will complicate the amount of minutes that Nwaneri can get, but I really hope that he starts to get more minutes because it's just so clear how good of a player he is. And, for me, anyone who's been with me since the beginning of Wenger's House, you'll know that Jack Wilshere is really the player that made me fall in love with Arsenal. And actually, there's a goal that he scored when he was 16 years old for the Arsenal Academy that was extremely similar to Nwaneri's goal tonight. It was a better goal, actually, than Nwaneri's, but of course, it was at the academy level. This is the big leagues against a professional team. So that was amazing, and he just kind of had me yelling when he scored that goal. So that was beautiful to see. And then in the second half, we added a third goal. Jakub Kivior got his second assist of the game with a really beautiful cross. He spotted Havertz, and he knows that Havertz is so strong in his movement in the box, and Havertz, found himself a yard of space in front of the Preston defender, and he scored with a bullet header. It was a great header. Keeper had no chance. And that was it, really. It was a very straightforward night, a relief given how stressful the last few games have been for us, whether it's the red cards or the injuries or the opposition or a combination of all of those things. It was nice to just be able to sort of breathe and not be so tense for once. It's been a little while. So that was great. Raheem Sterling didn't have the greatest of games. I will say, later on in the second half, he did have a few really bright moments. There was that one run he made where he, cut past one player, nutmegged another in the heart of midfield, played it out to Jesus. Jesus looked really sharp all game, by the way. He really did, and he had a few step overs, got a shot off, and then Sterling was pretty unlucky not to score on the rebound. And then, of course, right at the end, Kai Havertz was through on goal, and he laid it off for Sterling. But it was a really good block off the goal line by the Preston defender. And so Sterling was unlucky not to score, but he'll be frustrated because, he really wants a goal. He needs a goal, frankly. But, that's all right. A solid win in the end. And really, we should be expecting a solid win. This is, a mid-table championship club. No game is easy, and the championship is a really strong league. But, we're now at the point where, despite the injuries we have, our squad depth has gone up a level, with us building, strengthening our floor level. And so, yeah, great to see. And, thankfully, it was good to see Timber starting, of course. I was saying in the last video that it seemed as though it was more so likely a matter of fatigue, of cramping, because he hadn't played for a few games. And then, to play against Liverpool was really demanding. So, really positive in the end. And it was nice to see Aiden Heaven get his debut because he wasn't able to come on in the last game. So I was really hoping that he would get some minutes, and he did have one really nice tackle where he went in really strongly, really high up the pitch. It was basically in the attacking third. And so, a pretty short video today, not too much to talk about, but happy for us to get the clean sheet, of course. Happy for Tommy Setford to get the clean sheet on his professional debut. That's really nice to see. Always good to see Bukayo Saka coming in off the bench, and we're at the point now where we can bring him off the bench in these games, and it just speaks to us raising the standard within our squad, I think. And so that's about it from me, folks. I'll keep it short and sweet. But, make sure that you're tuning into the Wenger's House YouTube channel for future content. Make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing, turning on your notifications, all of that good stuff. But we are through to the next round of the Carabao Cup, and we move. Thank you, everyone. Peace.